everyone, welcome back and welcome if you're new. First of all, we need just a moment for the paintings. They're hung. I'm so happy with them. Today we're going to be talking all things morning routine. So I'm going to share my morning routine with you, but I also wanted to give you just a couple of different prompts and things to think about when you're creating your own routine, because everybody's different, everyone thrives differently. So what works for me might not necessarily work for you, but there's definitely reasoning behind why I've created the routine I have and why I put so much emphasis and priority around maintaining it. My morning routine starts before I really even get out of bed. So something that I've been really mindful of is just starting my day with some really positive internal dialogue. So right now I've really been on a roll with a couple of different affirmations, and those I start cycling through my head like the moment I'm conscious, I guess, like aware of the fact that I'm awake. I really try and consciously start thinking these affirmations. So the first one is I am youthful and timeless. And this is actually an affirmation that I heard J-Lo talk about, and I'm like, if J-Lo says it, I'm gonna say it, you know, but it is a really nice reframing. Another one that I work with quite frequently is I am healthy and thriving. I'm grateful for my healthy, thriving body, things like that are really focused on my health. The next thing I'll do is go ahead and put on some cooling like under eye pads. And yes, I feel like they help with like puffiness and things like that, but to be honest, it's more so creating that experience for myself. I really like the idea of starting out the day and already getting into a space of treating myself well and doing those extra little things to make myself feel pampered and special. And we can feel special every day, so why not make it a part of your morning routine? Then I'll head into the kitchen and make myself a hot lemon water. This has officially become part of my morning routine. I feel like having my lemon water in the morning is kind of a prompt or like a commitment to myself to be treating my body well. And so I find that starting my day like that kind of puts me on a roll for making better choices, better health choices throughout the rest of my day. And what you'll see is a lot of these habits and a lot of these things that I put into my routine are really for kind of that domino effect of helping set me up to make better choices, to be feeling better about myself, and really just setting the tone for a super successful day in all the different areas of my goals. If you've watched any of my day in the life type videos, you probably know how much I love journaling and just how much of an integrated part it is in my life and how I problem solve, difficulties, celebrations, like really all the things. A lot of my life happens through my process of journaling. And for me, journaling comes super easily. It's something that I've done for years and years. It's just very much a part of what I do, but I know that it's not necessarily like that for everyone. I thought I would give you kind of an overview of day to day how I generally go about journaling, which definitely changes a lot just depending on what I'm going through, but this is like kind of a typical idea of what I would be journaling through. For the most part, it always starts off with just like a general reflection of like, how am I feeling? How is my energy today? How was yesterday? Did I crush it? Did I go through any difficult times? Like, what is kind of the front of mind or top of mind thing that I'm feeling at that time? Then moving into what I'm going to be working on that day, what my goals are for the day. Something that I've been quite consistent about is journaling every day of like what would make today great, and just giving like a little breakdown of what my ultimate day might look like. I'll then move into some I am statements, writing my goals out in present tense. So there's pretty much not a day that goes by that I'm not reviewing my goals or writing them down in some form. And then also really working to change that inner dialogue. So again, with I am statements, with writing things in present tense, and then really just wrapping up with like some sense of gratitude. So thank you for this amazing day that I have ahead of me. Thank you for something that I'm excited about. Like, it pretty much always comes back down into sending off with some sort of gratitude. After I finish journaling, I typically move into meditation, tapping, and some reading. For my meditations, I really prefer something that is guided, that kind of takes me through either working on my goals or a visualization. I'm not really one to just like sit in silence. So I'll leave a few of my favorite meditations down below, but usually I'll just have a look at the time and pick something based on that. If I am feeling particularly anxious or if I'm not feeling physically well, I'll usually pick out a meditation that matches kind of where I'm at or what I'm going through. And then same thing with tapping. And I really find tapping is super helpful for like physically changing the state that I'm feeling. Both the meditation and the tapping are really about going inward. It's all about the subconscious mind. And Bob Proctor says that the subconscious mind is actually what dictates the actions that we take. So our subconscious is often where we do have those little hidden limiting beliefs that then stop us from doing things on the outside. The reason we stay in relationships that maybe aren't the best for us. The reason that we don't go for the promotion or take the leap to try and get the big job. All of that comes down to our subconscious mind. And that's why I really make sure that I'm focusing on that every single day, because I just know the impact that it has on what I do in the world. To me, this time is really like how I shape my entire life. And I know that's very dramatic, but it's truly how I feel. And then lastly, in this portion of my morning routine is usually when I get in a little bit of reading. This is the one thing that kind of falls off sometimes, or it's like the one thing that I'll skip out on if I'm in a rush. But this is something that I've been doing really, really well with. I've read a book a month starting in January, which was really my goal. I really love this combination and kind of sequence in terms of my morning routine, like the mindset part of my morning routine, what's on the surface, going a little bit deeper, and then getting tools to get better is kind of how I look at that like 3-step process. After I've gotten my mind right and really set the tone for my day in terms of my outlook on life and what I'm excited about and what I'm working towards, then it's really moving into the physical state and physical energy, I guess is the best way to put it. I want to move from kind of that like slow, sedentary, like getting my morning going and being really calm, and starting to shift into, okay, like let's gear up, it's time to get going for the day. I will more intuitively choose a workout or some sort of way to move my body. And again, at the beginning of the year, this was a goal that I really wanted to get back to, and I've been doing really well with just getting some movement in some way and really feeling amazing about it. I just noticed so much the impact that it has on my mental health, my energy throughout the day. After I worked out, it's time to get ready. This is another big thing that I really wanted to get into my routine, was starting my workday already ready. For me, this step really helps round out everything that I've done throughout my morning routine thus far, and is really that final step of preparation and stepping into my day as the best version of myself, the most confident version of myself. And I do just find it really interesting just how much it does set the tone for how productive I am, how I feel about myself. Usually while I'm getting ready, I'll listen to a podcast. So it's another opportunity that I can kind of weave in a little bit more personal development and positivity before I start my day. The final step to end my morning routine and to kick off my workday is to hop onto my Focus Mate call. So I start those at 9 o'clock every weekday. This has been something that I'm on like a good month roll with, and it's so crazy how impactful it has been, and specifically too with keeping me to this morning routine. And if you don't know, that's where you're matched up with somebody on the internet to go ahead and co-work. So we work on camera and I crush out so much work. It sets me off for success, and I cannot say enough about it. I hope you liked this video and it gave you some ideas for your own morning routine and really starting the day feeling your best. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye.